All right, we are recording and we are going. Welcome everybody to our call. I was going to say Wednesday night, but I know for Australia it's Thursday morning. I am Marie Tomlinson, despite my name saying Danielle Piper on here, as most of you know. So tonight we are going to do something fun. If you saw our post in Facebook, that we're going to take a pause from our book study that we're doing right now on Dare to Dream and Work to Win. And we are going to share takeaways from Impact trainings. So we had a really large group attend Albany, and then we had a large group also attend DC. And then in Australia, they recently, just a few weeks ago, I think, Yvonne, right? 3 or 4 weeks ago or so, had their training there. Most of the Australia ladies on our team are working because it's daytime, so they're not able to be on this call live, but I know we're going to get to hear a takeaway from Yvonne. So how this is going to work is I know we have some people that, have said, yeah, I want to share. And so there are some of you that have lined up and are prepared to hop on here and share. What we're asking is that you just share one takeaway. I know that we have lots, but just pick one takeaway and just share for about 1 to 2 minutes because we want to have as many people share. So what I'm going to do is those of you that have the heads up and know you're going to be sharing, I'm going to just randomly call on you. And then after that, we should have time, as long as we all stick to our 1 to 2 minutes, to open it up for anyone else that wants to hop on and share. And here's what I love about doing something like this and why I'm excited for this is we all went to these events, right? And we had, like I said, large groups at each one. I should also give a shout out to Tia. I don't know if she's on right now, but she went to the California one. So we had people all over the world going to these events. And what's cool is you can be talking as we're going to and hearing things from the same people who were at this, or 2 different people who were at the same event, and they had totally different takeaways. And that's what I love is that we all hear different things at different times in different ways that we need it for our business. And it's really awesome to hear all of the different things that people took away, because you might be like, oh yeah, I didn't think of that, or I didn't realize that, or that didn't stand out to me, but here's what stood out to me. Because we're all in different places and in different journeys of our business. So I don't want to take any more time. Holy moly, it's already 8:34. So let's get this party started. Who am I going to pick first? I got my lucky list. All right, Yvonne Cowan, I want to hear from you in Australia. Go ahead and unmute yourself and share with us one of your takeaways from the training you guys had over there.
Hi everybody, I'm going to be really cheeky, Marie, and I'm going to share from all 4 of us, but I'll do it really, really quickly. For me, it was all about energy and passion. That's the key takeaway from me. From Diane, it was a belief in yourself, the products, Arbonne, and just to have a greater vision. For Mona, it was get over yourself and start asking, but to ask up, look for people who want it, not need it. And from Donna's was be your unique self and build your self-belief, then be consistent and disciplined even when it's hard, even when you're at the start and not good at it yet. Just keep on going and you'll get better at it. Over and out.
Woo! That's impressive. Boom. Talk about sticking to it. That was great. Thank you. Thank you, Yvonne. So I tried typing in the comments. I don't know, maybe I'm going to try to type in the comments who's going next so that I don't have to hop on and take my 10 seconds here in between. So Pam, I'll go ahead and unmute you and just put you on the spot to share.
Okay. The best thing that I got out of it is that our 100-person list it's living. It's not something that we keep all the time. It's something that you continuously change and you update it. You get rid of some people, you add new people all the time. It's never ending. Just like us always learning, our list of our 100-person list is never concrete.
Awesome. That's true. I added to my list today, the lady at the bank. Anna, I don't know if Yep, thanks.
Yep, I saw it. Thank you. Okay, so everything was awesome, and Miranda Bertram like really spoke to me with her Own Your Life slides. And it was, she was saying, do it before you need it, and don't be crazy busy, and just work it part-time, not sometimes. And I think the biggest message was speak what you want, like really speak it, and then embrace failure that we're going to be embracing. And then earlier that week, the words that came to my mind were life is calling, and that's what I put at the bottom of my notes on her page of notes. I put life is calling because that was like my message for that week to myself, and she just spoke to me. So, yep, life is waiting, you guys.
All right. Okay, so my takeaway was the simplicity of the business. I mean, I've always known how easy it is to do it, but it resonated with me much further. I was like seriously on fire on the way back from Impact. I asked my team, I was talking the whole probably 2 hours, but I sat in the audience and I just like thought about how to add momentum to my journey and how to further develop myself for my team, the people that are currently on my team, and the people that I'm about to add on my team. I took a lot away from Molly Guile. I really loved how she said, be the vibe that attracts your tribe, and how activity cures everything. Connect with people and listen more than talk to others. Stay plugged in, and duplication is how simple the business is. All you have to do is your building block of 2,500, and then just teach and train others to do the same, and that's what's going to propel you further in the business, and you have to do it every single day.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Rachel, if you want to unmute, or I can unmute you if that's quicker. I'll unmute you. There you go.
My gosh, there were so many amazing people. So Miranda Bertram, like, I love how she was like, take your business seriously. You can work it part-time, but you can't work it sometimes. And she was just like being consistent. There are going to be days you don't feel like it, but don't quit, don't slow down. It's like riding a bike. It takes practice and momentum. If you slow down, you're going to fall over and crash. If you keep going, it's better to fail forwards than not doing anything. Striving for excellence, but not perfection, because there's no such thing as perfect. And then speak what you want over your life. Be a life speaker, because life is in your tongue. I love, so many good points. Just learning from those before you, your upline. Today is your day. It was just very empowering. Like, don't be someone who says, I don't have this and that. I don't have time. I don't have people. I don't have like the right kind of personality. It's just like embrace who you are. And what else? So many good points. I made all these notes on my phone. Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. It's amazing. Isn't it amazing how you can be like, there's just so many good things. It takes a lot to digest it. Thank you for sharing those. And Dana?
Hey.
Here you are.
Hi. So for me, it was the whole theme of the weekend for me was all about fear and facing your fear and getting over your fear and realizing that you have fear, and that I'm just going to read some of the things I wrote down. That fear is false evidence appearing real. Fear it's false. You're giving your power away to something that wasn't real. You have to look fear in the face, and you have to be aggressive with fear, which is something I never thought of before. And belief is a decision, and it has a sound to it. It's contagious. So when you're over that fear, people hear it in your voice. And the whole thing about getting over fear too is that scarcity mindset versus abundance mindset. And I don't remember who was talking at the time, but it really struck me that she had a gratitude journal that she wrote down 10 things every day for an entire year. And she taught her team to do that as well. And that made a huge difference in their team. Another thing is too, in life and in business, you should do one how you do the other. And it all starts with you and your choice to lean into that fear. And it's persistence over resistance.
Awesome. And I love how that theme of, like you said, it kind of is all summed up in fear and overcoming that, and how many areas you just mentioned that affects. And I love what you said about it changes in your tone of voice and how you come across when you overcome that. Let's see, who did I say next? I think Kathy Clark. Are you there? Let's see where she is. Unmute you. I know I saw you on. I'm sure I saw her on.
It literally just said Kathy Clark left meeting on the top of the screen. Maybe she's having some technical difficulties.
Oh, okay. No worries. How about
Kathy Clark joined meeting.
all right, Kathy, are you there? Kathy Clark. Okay, I will let her maybe get reconnected here. While we wait, Abigail Lewis, where are you at? You can unmute. Or, there she is.
So I like put this together in like 2 seconds. But my favorite thing was do not come this far just to only come this far. That's really big because why have we all started this Arbonne journey? Obviously for a better future. And if we're just going to stop, what's the point? Also to be the unstoppable. Yeah. And then I think it was what Dana said about writing 10 things you're grateful for each night. And I've been starting to do that. And it's really helped me personally, like, see that there's still good in the world and writing everything that I'm grateful for. So, yeah.
Thank you, Abigail. Well said. Kathy Clark, are you here? I saw you on, but I think you're on a phone. So otherwise, Chloe Freeman, you are on deck, and I'm going to have you hop on.
Hi. Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Okay. So I went to the Albany Impact, and the biggest thing that like motivated me, because I've had like 2 months like dead nothing, guys, I'm gonna be serious, but stop making excuses. That was like the biggest thing that like hit me. And very similar, faith over fear. Your faith comes before your fear. Like and the two like quotes that like really hit me was own your life, faith, the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. And then the other one was always remember to fall asleep with a dream and wake up with a purpose. Because if we just fall asleep with that dream, it's just going to stay a dream. But when we wake up and we know that it's going to be a purpose, we know that we're striving towards something and we're going to make a better life. That's why we're all here in this Arbonne journey. Okay.
Awesome. Thanks, Chloe. And you know what I want to say, what's so cool about, first of all, well done, everyone, for hopping on, sharing your one thing or your few points in a brief time. It can be hard sometimes to sum it all up quickly, right? But here's the thing is, as you're sharing your main takeaway, whether it's one thing or a couple of things, the most important thing is to take action on it and to apply it, right? Because just this knowledge doesn't do anything unless we apply it. And the awesome thing is these things that you're sharing that stood out to you as having the most potential for impact in your business and your life will have a huge impact and change your business, change your life if you will apply it. When you apply it, I know you're all applying them. So I want to open the call up now to anyone else who was attending any of the impacts. Go ahead and unmute yourself. Kathy, there you are. You're unmuted. Are you here to share, Kathy?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know what happened, guys.
No problem. Go ahead.
Okay, awesome. So Impact was amazing. I'm so glad I went. And what I really took away from the experience was how integrative our approach and our philosophy and our product line is. And what I was saying to Danielle today was, you know, we take now in modern medicine, we take an integrative approach to healing, or at least that's been the experience I've had with my husband. And why not do that, you know, before you're ever diagnosed with any sort of illness? So between, you know, the healthy living outside and inside and everything we have to offer, it's literally a one-stop shop for health and wellness inside and out, you know. So I just like that terminology of being integrative and holistic.
Yes, that's awesome. Thank you, Kathy. I'm glad that you were able to hop on. That is really a good point. So I'm going to go ahead and, like I said, open it up to anyone else who wants to just unmute yourself.
I'd like to say something that I was part of my share, but I didn't know if anybody else was going to say it. Coming to it for the second year in a row was the best part for me, is because it was so new to me last year and so eye-awakening, and this year it was just, renewing and motivating as well. But seeing the other people see it for the first time motivated me even more and made me feel that much more on fire. It's just, there was so much spark in the place too.
Yes, it's amazing. I've been going to these things for 11 years and I get things out of it every single time. That is so true, Pam.
Can I share something too? Okay, so my takeaway, kind of like what Pam was just saying, going a few years in a row and stuff like that, there's always, it's like the next step. There's skill, there's something that can be tweaked in your business. And of course, Miranda Burcham being there, she says, if you want your team to run, you have to sprint. If you want your team to bleed, you have to hemorrhage. And we know she likes that term a lot because she's like, I'm going to hemorrhage right here on stage and you're going to see me all out. So it reminded me, her new phrase is disrespect the impossible. And I think, man, how many times we're like, oh, going to Nation is like, maybe we don't say the word impossible, we think we don't believe it, right? Which is the same thing as saying impossible. Going to Nation's impossible. Sponsoring this person's impossible. Starting a new consultant is, going to do a party is impossible. Calling this person, I don't think I can call this person. How many times do we say that? It's time to start disrespecting the impossible. It reminded me of how many times recently, since I've just decided to disrespect the impossible, I have done things that literally I thought were impossible that I was done and told Jonathan, I feel so exhausted from like calling this person that I thought was impossible and terrified to call. And guess what? There was amazing results. And I go to bed blissfully exhausted from my adrenaline and like my anxiety being like, oh my gosh, they're feeling the fear and doing it anyway. But every time you disrespect the impossible and do it anyway, you raise your bar every time. So hemorrhage, raise your bar and just let it go. Feel the fear and do it anyway.
Do I get 2 minutes too?
I was just going to say, Jonathan, since you were there and what was your biggest takeaway?
So the biggest takeaway was no matter where you're at, be you. There's so many different great takeaways that we can get and start adding them to our plates of, oh, that's a good way to do that. That's a good way to do that. But even if you just take one and apply it to your business, it goes exponentially far. So live out your story. And your family, your Arbonne family, will be there to support you. And it's kind of re-emphasized in listening to the audiobook Start With Why by Simon Sinek. So if you haven't read it yet or haven't listened to it yet, it's a great book. But it's talking about the celery test. And if you have a bunch of different things, categories, different foods that are part of making up the business of what you are doing, and some of them don't support your why of why you're doing it, then it's easy to filter out and know what distractions are causing you to be distracted or derailed. So be you, no matter what. Have your why crystal clear, because the clarity of your why speaks volume.
Awesome. Thank you, you guys. Truth. Speaking the truth. All right, who else? I know that there's people sitting there with little heart pounding or butterflies in your stomach thinking, I want to go, I want to say something. Should I, shouldn't I?
I want to say something.
Yay, Shamika. Guys, I got to give a shout out to Shamika. This girl flew from Florida to DC, went to Impact, got on a plane and flew back all in one day. So it's about commitment and invested and showing up. This girl did it. So
hey y'all, okay, so I took away a ton of things and my notebook is full of notes, but what I did like was, I think it was Caroline Rigg, she was saying like, pay it forward. And I've always been the person to be like, oh yeah, I love to pay it forward. They brought up the example of the Starbucks guy who you know, everyone in line bought the person's drink behind them. And then the one guy was like, oh, nope, I don't want to buy a drink. And so he stopped the pay it forward. And I'm like, I don't want to be the guy that stops the pay it forward. And I've always been the type to be like, just pay it forward. It's so sweet. And it's like a great thing. So to, you know, realize that this is a gift and don't let the gift stop with me and just continue to pay it forward, because it's not about me. It's about everyone else that we can bless with this gift. So that's kind of what I took away. And thanks, Marie, for my lunch.
Of course. All right, who else?
Okay, I will jump on. So I'm looking back through my notes. I went to Albany, and I think something that I wrote down was the future can be better than the present, and I can make it so. And the whole talk was talking about own your life and how faith dictates our decisions. And one thing that they said that really struck out to me is decide who gets a vote. I think so many times we give our votes away to everybody, and we get to decide because we own our own lives. And then surround yourself with good people and good books and continue to grow and learn from that.
Thank you, Kim. Those are awesome. We still got time, so who else wants to share?
Hey Marie, it's Jess. Can you hear me?
I sure can.
Okay, I'm driving, and I just signed up a new business builder, and I'm not prepared to talk about impact. But I do remember one of the things that stood out to me. I wish I had my notes in front of me, but I don't. But one of the things that I remember is this really cute leader, and Bethel May, I know, was in love with her, got on stage, and somebody else may have spoken about this. I'm sorry if I'm repeating, but she got on stage in her sweatpants, and she trained, and she was just like, you know, I'm me. And I think this speaks back to what Jonathan was saying so much about being you. And I think I think that it's just such a great visual when you see this woman who's a VP up on stage in her sweatpants, looking adorable, and really just being true to who she is. And I think so often in our business and in life, we are afraid to really just be us. And I just thought that was so refreshing and something to remind us all, not just in Armand, but in life in general, but especially in our business. Because I think no matter where you are, whether you're Marine, you're 11 years going to Impact, or this was my fourth, I think, time going to Impact, there's still sometimes we have those insecurities. We're not really sure if people will want to be with us. But the truth is, like, once you're you and you're comfortable being you, then the rest happens, and you get to really take advantage of paying it forward. So, and I have to agree that there's just something, I'm always a little tinge jealous or envious of people who get to go to these conferences and to see them as their little virgin eyes and experiencing these things for the first time. It was really cool to see so many people in Albany that were doing just that. So, sorry, it's nothing transformative, but it's my little takeaway. Sweatpants, people, sweatpants.
That's awesome. Yeah. Those are great.
So this is my first time in Albany, and on the drive there, I was talking with Hannah, who had read up with me, and I was just like, well, talk, and I was just so excited to go. When I got there, I was kind of like blown away. Like, I didn't realize that like there was this many people local in Arbonne, and like it was just mind blown. And Amy Hazelton is the one that was wearing the sweatpants, and what she said about taking your business seriously has really helped me, because like, you know, sometimes we put it to the side, or like we don't feel like doing it today. But if we don't feel like doing it today, will we feel like doing it tomorrow or the next day or the next day? So you really want to start taking your business seriously and just do it anyway. Doesn't matter if you're tired, just do it, because you need to do it for yourself and your family. That's it.
Awesome words. Do it anyway. There's a great learn and burn called Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway. All right, we still have a couple minutes.
Can I say one more thing?
Oh, yep.
Okay, so I think it was Danielle who was talking to me. We went to the bathroom, and I was telling her how I'm really glad I went that weekend, because I was getting literally, like, you can ask Marie and Sabrina and everybody else that I have literally gotten every single person you could possibly think of within like the last 3 months, returns and everything. And I think it was Danielle who said, well, you're just one step closer to your 500 no's. And what she meant by that, and correct me if I'm wrong, but it's basically you have to get 500 no's before you get those 1,000 yeses. And I just wanted to take that away because that was like really inspirational, because having no activity on your calendar is like the worst thing in the world to feel, because you're your own boss and you have to take control of that. And that is like the best advice ever. So just wanted to say that.
Thank you. Yes. Take control of your calendar. Wise words from Chloe. Who else? We still have a couple minutes. Somebody that hasn't gone yet, that maybe has been sitting there thinking about it.
I would love to share.
Yes, Tia. Hello. Tia gets a shout out for attending by herself, alone in California. Went to Impact training. Team of one by herself. Proud of you for that. And I would love to hear your takeaway.
And I enjoyed every minute of it. My favorite quote from Pure Impact was actions intimidate the inactive. No, excuse me, I said that wrong. Actions offend the inactive. And that blew me away. And I was like, wow, I want to be an action person.
I have not heard that quote before. That is a good one. Thank you for sharing that.
Love it.
Andrew says he loves it too. Thank you. Anybody else that hasn't gone yet? Got time for probably one more. Guys, I love everybody sharing. We got to hear from so many people. I love talking with all of you. So thank you for sharing. And I know that, like I said, the key is to take action on at least one thing that you took away that impacted you from these trainings. So thank you for sharing and for plugging in tonight.